Warning, the following podcast has extremely high levels of Kenny Bolin. Studies have shown that excessive exposure to Kenny Bolin may have damaging effects to your physical and mental well-being. Viewer discretion is advised. No, seriously, we mean it. There will be naughty words, lots of them, probably. Now you've been warned. This warning sponsored by the Story Time with Dutch Mantel.
And there is Dutch Mantel one more time getting a free plug on this lovely show. And hello, everybody, or however many of you is watching. I don't expect it to be all that many on a Saturday night, a nice Saturday night around most of the country. But as I try to do, I try to pop in here for at least 30 minutes. For those of you that didn't get a chance to join us during the week, those of you that would like to help out our Filipino families in need, this is an opportunity to do so. Trust me, we're not looking for any new people to do shit. It never happens. But we do have a few people in need. I will get into that in a little bit. But the main focus of tonight's show, and we'll say hi to Timmy Lee. Timmy Lee's only good for me on my birthday, but we appreciate you dropping in. And he always has his membership, so we appreciate that. Always good to see you. Well, I don't know about that. Well, look who's here, and probably 10 pounds light. It's been a little while. Well, I can't do anything about that. You know where we're at, and we're not hard to find. I do notice that you don't have a $3 badge. I pick up on those pretty quickly. But there you are. I even threw you up here against my better judgment, coming in here badgeless with no donations. Let's see. And you ain't the only one having surgeries. Apparently, I'm going to be having between 1, 2, and 3 surgeries coming up, probably in the very near future. I'll talk about that shit later. I'm here to talk about the Pete Rose documentary tonight. Apparently, Bad Chris got a jump on that documentary ahead of me. Now, I don't know if he had saw all 4 segments yet. He wrote me and told me it was great. And for those of you who see me wearing my Cincinnati Red shirt tonight, and I have the red lights on tonight. I had the blue lights on in honor of Kamala Harris. The other night, I did the host show with the blue lights. Well, tonight, I guess we're going to do the host show with the red lights in honor of the Cincinnati Reds. You see a few things in the background there honoring the Cincinnati Reds. Couple of 1968 garbage cans. Those are for sale, by the way. They go back to 1968. You got the Chicago Cubs racist bear. These are the racist things I have for sale. Trying to rid the world of racism, and we're starting with the Braves and the Cubs. So we have the racist bear garbage can from 1968 and the racist Atlanta Braves garbage can from 1968. Well, happy birthday, Timmy Lee. How old are you tomorrow? Happy birthday. It's hard for me to keep up with the birthdays. It really is. And I am a shadow banned mofo. We have 12,000 followers on Twitter. We have over 12,000 followers on Facebook, combining friends and followers. Nearly 5,000 subscribers. So that's 12, 24. That's pushing 30,000 followers, not counting what's on Google. Close to 30,000 followers. And I am so shadow banned that people claim they don't know, they don't get the notifications, they don't know I'm on. Why are they racist? Well, look at that bear. Okay, go back to your 1930s and 1940s cartoons. And look at that Indian. Now, if you are a Native American Indian, which I am, one quarter to one half, depending what side of the family you believe, because I only know about the quarter Cherokee and the quarter German. The other half, I don't know, never gave a shit about. The other half of the family, oh, well, we're also of Native American descent. So there's the possibility I could be half Cherokee. I never gave a shit. Also told that I am a distant cousin to Jesse James. I thought that was kind of cool. And but none of that shit changes who I am. Well, I'm from Brooklyn. Well, who gives a shit? I'm from LaGrange. You know, good shit can happen to people in LaGrange too. Not many of us, but good shit. I never gave a shit about where you were from, what heritage you are. Well, I'm Irish. Well, I don't give a shit. I'm from Dublin. You don't fuck with me. I'm from Dublin. Well, I don't give a shit. I'll fuck with you because you're from Dublin. My daughter-in-law lives in Dublin. I don't give a shit. I have her tell people there all the time that think they're tough, shut the fuck up. No, you're not. You worship a 5'2" miniature. If he wants to call himself a man, all I know is he won't fight a real man. He won't fight one. So fuck it. So happy 46th birthday, Timmy Lee. You've got a ways to go to catch me, even if I stop. Even if I stop now. Got a haircut yesterday. This is a little rough today. I haven't put a lot of maintenance into it. Got it cut yesterday. It was due. It was due as the and I got my hair cut for free yesterday because I showed up bearing gifts on in a bag of ice, 12 cubes of ice wrapped up in a plastic non-leak bag. I showed up bearing a coconut Dr. Pepper for my, because I know she loves them as much as I do, and that just made her day. And she did not charge us for our haircuts yesterday, and it was very sweet of her to do that, and wouldn't even take a tip. So she said that no customer has ever done anything like that for me before. I said, well, it's kind of who I am. So so yeah, we're gonna go with the red lights tonight in honor of the Cincinnati Reds. For those of you that that know me or know of me or have known me my whole life, I have always loved and worshipped the Cincinnati Reds. And that came along with loving and worshiping Pete Rose, because I think Pete Rose's rookie year, if I remember correctly, was 1961 or so when he broke in with the Cincinnati Reds. He was rookie of the year. And I'm not going to reveal too much of the content of the documentary because even if you don't like baseball, even if you're not a fan of Pete Rose, if you hate Pete Rose, you'll love it. If you love Pete Rose, you'll love it. There's plenty in there, regardless of how you feel about Pete Rose and whether, but if you're a baseball fan, you have to see it. You have to see the records that this man, Kenny, how you doing today? Well, I'm here. That's always a good start. Every day above ground's a good day is what I try to tell people. And one of these days, I'm going to adjust that camera where the K in King shows up on my picture over there. I haven't done it yet, and I won't be doing it today. I actually don't mind the red light. I like the Durham Bulls. Yeah, well, they've been around a long, long time. They've had a movie or two made after them. And now remember, this show started at 9:35, and we have to make $60 in donations for me to hang around longer than 30 minutes, and it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Timmy Lee did send $5, though. Timmy Lee gets carried away on my birthday. He takes care of me on my birthday, but today we get $5. And I think he sent $5 not too long ago. So the first and only donation. So we still have $55 to go to be here longer than 30 minutes. Those are the new rules of the show. Bob made those rules. I agreed with those rules. And he's, why the fuck are we going to sit here for free? They know why we're here. They know these shows are dedicated to help our Filipino families. The Iceman is here. Well, there's some money that won't be coming in. Why should we donate? You insult 90% of us. It's way more than 90% because way more than 90% never donate, never get a membership. We're waiting on DJ Eric to get a membership. He can do that. I'm pretty sure he's got $3. I'm pretty sure. I had a young man today wrote me and wanted a phone call. Doesn't have a membership, rarely ever watches a live show. And phone calls go to those that have the $20 membership once a month upon request through Facebook Messenger. Or if you're in the $100 a month club, and we have a few of you that donate an average of roughly about $100 a month, some months a little more, some months a little less. If you're in the ballpark of the $100 a month club, and if you think a phone call from me would do some good for you, I'll give you 10 or 15 minutes. You got to schedule it, though. I mean, you know, I do have other shit I got to do, and we go from there. See, we've already scared 3 of you away. There's, oh, shit, he wants us to help people. We better go away. So, let's see, we start at 9:35. I will be here till 10:05. If we can make $60 or more, I'll stay till 10:35. But no, I am encouraging anybody who is a baseball fan, a Pete Rose hater, a Pete Rose lover, to watch the show. As a matter of fact, I wrote Jerry the King Lawler today. I told him he would be getting a mention on this show tonight. And there were 3 people in my childhood. Pete Rose and Jerry Lawler, obviously. Pete Rose from the age I was old enough to watch television. I think I first remember paying attention to Pete Rose probably at age 4 or 5 with my Uncle Charlie, who was also the fellow atheist, who seemed to be the only decent man in our family. The Bible thumpers, even at age 4 and 5, I knew were full of shit and couldn't be trusted any further than you could throw them. But the atheist was always there for us. If my family was ever in need, and we often were, he was the one that would get in his car from Cincinnati, Ohio, in the Cincinnati area, we'll say, the Newport area, and would drive down to LaGrange, Kentucky, and make sure we had what we need. And especially when my stepdad was in prison for assisting in stealing some cattle, he was the one that always helped us. Not the Bible thumpers, not the so-called Christians, because even back then, it was all about themselves. And my uncle, who is the atheist, Uncle Charlie, and by the way, one of my primary bank accounts now is a Charlie bank account. That seems only appropriate. That was eligible for 8 people 62 and over. And there were some reasons I took the Charlie account that were an advantage to me. And I call it my Uncle Charlie account. Probably the main reason I'm an atheist. I know I've given George Carlin a lot of credit for that. Bill Maher a little credit for that. I was an atheist long before I knew anything about Bill Maher or George Carlin. They just kind of reestablished my beliefs. Did he have a lot of trouble moving them? I don't know what you're talking about. You'll have to talk to me about what you're talking about. The garbage can. These were found in a very racist man's house and were kind of repossessed. And I possess them now. We'll just say that. I possess the garbage cans now. I'm not sure what Dr. Bill ain't going to donate either, so we can take that off the table. So this is almost like a freeloader show. Almost. Pasta Tart's always good when she can help. We know that. Timmy Lee, the only donation of the night. So we're only going to be here 10 more minutes. As it stands right now, I might not even get to talk about the documentary much. We had some people that said that they were going to make pledges to do a little something for us on Saturday night, but I do not see those people as of yet. And then they might not be around, might not be available, but we'll hang in there till about 10:05, 10:10. I started a couple minutes late, and the theme music takes up a little time. So 10:10. I want to be fair about it and give you the full 30 minutes. And there's only 12 of you in here right now anyway, so. And I try to do this as a favor for people that can't see the weeknight shows and have the ability to stay up a little later on Saturday night. Now that we're starting the shows at 9:30 on Saturday nights, it's dark now because it's starting to get dark a little bit earlier. I haven't watched a shitload of wrestling lately. I will be doing the sponsored Bear Nose pay-per-view next Saturday. I promised my husband I'd start applying for a new job Monday. So, well, you haven't exactly been a freeloader, Nicole. You've still been helping out on the shows, even not having a job. And then you got all these people out here that have jobs and order their Uber foods and Uber deliveries every day, and they still refuse to do anything to help anybody. So even in an unemployed status, you have been very helpful to the show, and we appreciate that. Pretty sure Dr. Bill Irwin has a job. You'd never know it to see his donations, but he does have a badge. And then sometimes I say, how much do y'all fucking want for $3? I give you 12 shows a month. I don't even want to break that down the way they do on these places that want you to donate on TV. That's only 39 cents a day. And so I haven't broken that down yet, but I probably need to do that. So we'll be here 15 more minutes. I'm going to go till 10:10. If we crack $60, we'll hang around because, oh God, what's her? I'm trying to think of her name. Hang on, let me look. I got it in my messages. I've had a lot of people bomb me with requests for helps the other day. Janine, we got taken care of. Mark Henry might be watching the show tonight. Sent him a message a little bit earlier, and then he got it. So shout out to Mark Henry if you're watching. How you doing? The world's strongest man. I don't know what type of baseball player Mark Henry was. I don't think Mark and I talked a whole hell of a lot. We know what a hell of a football guy he is, but I don't think we ever talked a lot about baseball. All I know is that if Mark Henry hit a baseball, it'd probably go a long way. So the hubby was cracking down on you to bring in a little cash, huh? Either that or you were just being nice and you offered, one of the two. Let's see here. Art Gel. We're trying to round up another $20 in school supplies and uniform money for her. Eunice needed, they have additional uniforms they want them to wear. They actually have multiple. David Ortiz was not Mark Henry. David Ortiz was a big, strong guy, but I guarantee you, if Mark Henry played any baseball at all, I think Mark Henry would hit a baseball a lot further than David Ortiz. But I kind of see a little bit what you're talking about. I see a little bit. Maria James, she's trying to get more work in the Manila area. She lost her job recently because her medical status ran out. And what she needs is to get a medical checkup and medical certification and documents so that she can get back to work. Those documents alone are $50. That's 2,500 pesos. So I'd like to put her at the top of my list today. I'd like to get her back to work because she's somewhat self-sufficient when she's working. We help her a little bit, nowhere near as much as we help others. But yeah, Maria James is the one that needs the help. Well, it actually says Jams. Maria Jams. But I told her that we would do our best to be of some help to her tonight. So if we raise the $60 tonight, I want to focus on her. Eunice needs about 20 or $30 to finish out her school supplies. Art Gel needs about 20. I think we got Cheska taken care of. We got her taken care of the other day. We got Honey Rose taken care of. For the most part, we have a balance owed on her school tuition, but I paid it, hoping to earn it back, but that ain't looking good tonight. So, but I'd like to put Maria at the top of the list if there's anybody out there that would like to help. I think that's that's more than we're going to make tonight anyway, so we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, Maria's at the top of the list, trying to build, and that's 10 of you donating $5, and that takes care of her. And then Eunice needs about 20 or 30 to finish out everything she needs for school. Her first day of school is Monday, and Art Gel is needing about another $20 worth of supplies, and that will take care of. We did get Papa out of the hospital. That was a combined effort with me and Bob and some negotiations, and I will be the first to say, a lot of that was Bob and what we got raised here on the show. I think Bob was good for about a third of it, and I was good for a third, and then I think we raised the other third. But we did get him out of the hospital. He was out of there about 4 o'clock that day, and but his oxygen tank to refill, they charge you to refill the oxygen tank even when you're in a goddamn hospital. So the refilling of the oxygen tank is $20 a pop. RV needs his school supplies. I forgot about him. That's about another $25 to get RV everything he needs. His first day of school is Monday to get his uniform and school supplies. So we are needing some help, but $5 ain't going to go very far, guys. And not one other person has donated anything. Timmy Lee is the only donation of the night at $5. And at this pace, we will be here about 10 more minutes. And I guess everybody's fucked. So, but I told him I would try. That's all I can do is come on here and try. Like I said, if you have any interest in the Pete Rose documentary, I did not know it was going to be 4 parts. I tuned in expecting it to be a 90-minute to a 1 hour and 45-minute documentary. No, it is 4 55-minute segments, 57-minute, whatever they are, close to 4 hours. And but yeah, Papa's out of the hospital, and I also got Mylene's kid out of the hospital. It only cost about I think it was only about $35 to get him out of the hospital. Vanessa's dad was much more expensive, and there's still 10,000 pesos owed. We're going to have to raise money in the future. We got to raise another $200 to pay the bill. We just had to get him out of the hospital because they had him sitting in that chair for 2 weeks. I'm not going to bother to show the pictures again. Everybody that was in here has already seen them. But yes, he is out of the hospital, and we got 9 minutes to go. We've made $5. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Billy says he's going to make a commitment at the first of the month, but that's still several days away. Nicole says she will be back to work here in the near future. What type of work are you looking to get into, Nicole? What are you looking to get into? And I don't know what Dr. Bill Irwin's talking about. He never did explain it. But like I said, if 10 of you, and there's more than enough of you watching, if 10 of you donated $5, we can get Maria's medical taken care of and get her back to work. She can start to work Monday. If we can get her medical evaluation and her paperwork, she's ready to go to work. Coltrane's not feeling well. And we never count on Coltrane anyway. Coltrane is he's one of those privileged players down in the minors that just comes up to the majors whenever he feels like it. And but no, I think he might have had some dental work done today, something like that. But no, he gave us a heads up that he would not be here. Bob, you never know about on a Saturday. Sometimes he shows up, sometimes he don't. And we don't count on Bob on Saturdays. I don't count on him to be here. And if he shows up, he shows up. And if he doesn't, well, I'm pretty much prepared to do him by myself anyway. So 7 more minutes. Yeah, it ain't looking good. And the people that have never donated, you can't shame them to do anything because they're not going to. And so, I'll do a pre-wrap up now. We will probably be back here. He might be strategizing with Kamala, Dr. Bill. He might be. And, I have cleaned out a lot of my Facebook. But we're not sponsored tonight. I did that by accident, but it's a good thing because I'm getting ready to give my opinion again. I have cleaned out a shitload of these people posting these things. My president took a bullet for my country and democracy. No, your president is a habitual liar. That's one of the least of his faults. An habitual sex offender. That's pretty bad. A convicted felon, 34 times. A convicted rapist. A convicted sexual assaulter, with 12 more women waiting to go to trial and 26 other women that have accused him of sexual assault and or rape. That's who your former president is. And when I see this shit of all the shit they want to say about either Kamala or Joe Biden, and then they back this worthless piece of shit human being. How do you know he's a worthless piece of shit? Well, Anthony Scaramucci used to work for him, and I smartened him up to Donald Trump, and he left. And 40 of his top 44 people will not endorse him because they said he's a danger to this country. Well, if 40 of your 44 family members said you're a shitbag and that we don't want you in the family no more, you're probably not going to be too welcome to too many family reunions or family get-togethers, except for those that are seeking to get some type of power or maybe some money or maybe to get in the will. Because all you have to do, you can call him Hitler. J.D. Vance called him Hitler. He's one of the worst human beings ever. The J.D. Vance is recorded saying all this shit. But then when he started blowing Trump's tiny little penis, Trump took him in. And now he's regretting that because J.D. Vance is saying a lot of shit that women do not like. Cat women. If you ain't got children, your vote shouldn't count for shit. You shouldn't have any say in the government if you ain't got no children. Well, that's going real well for you right now. So, and by the way, your president did not take a bullet. That's been now proven because the FBI says at best, if you want to use your wildest imagination, he took a bullet fragment because they can't find a bullet. Eyewitnesses said it was a piece of glass. Well, it may have been a piece of glass. It might have been a bullet fragment. But the FBI is now saying it might have been a bullet fragment. It was not a bullet. His son said it blew half of his ear off. It didn't. As you all now have seen, you can't tell anything was ever wrong with his ear. The ear that had a glorified tampon on it for 7 straight days. And then it had a little brown bandage for a day or two. And now you'd never know there was anything ever wrong with his ear. And yeah, ears bleed a lot when they get nicked or cut. I could shave, and if my razor went up around my ear, it'd bleed like a bitch. That's just kind of how that goes. Lots of capillaries, I think they call it. So, no. At best, he got cut with a piece of glass from the teleprompter, which eyewitnesses have said, and they all of a sudden, those people have shut up and gone away. You can't find them anymore. I think they've been shut up, probably bought off. The medical records will not put out anything that states he got hit by an actual bullet. And now the FBI says we cannot find a bullet in that trajectory path. We've looked. It was a former president that got shot at. If there was a bullet around there, they would have found it by now. Can't find one. So at best, a bullet fragment. Bad enough that someone took a shot at him, a registered Republican. Oh, if it was only a Democrat, because then we could really be mad. No, it was a registered Republican, a young punk kid. I wish I knew why he wanted to shoot Trump in the head. I guess for the notoriety. I don't know. You know, he was a couple inches off. Some of mine posted a pic of a perfectly good ear. Well, it obviously had a scratch at one point. We'll give him that. We'll give him that a piece of glass might have got, but his son said someone shot half my dad's ear off. He's recorded saying it. I've seen it 100 times. All the news channels have played it because that's what we were led to believe. Well, you knew the way he was standing up there, fight, jeopardizing the Secret Service and all the various things that went along with that was bullshit. That's why a lot of people thought it was staged, is to get the sympathy vote. And they kept saying they wanted Joe Biden to step down. Well, they got they didn't get what they wanted, but they thought they did. So now that he stepped down, the Democrat Party seems to be doing better than ever right now. She was my pick years ago against a lot of my racist friends. Thought that was ridiculous that I wanted a black woman, half Asian, half black, to be the president of the United States. And they're calling. Oh, I love this one. So I'll be going a couple of minutes longer because we ain't getting any more donations, it appears. They calling her the DEI pick. That's their way of being racist, saying that she's unqualified because she's black. The first ever, and this was broke down today on two or three of the news channels. I doubt on Fox, but 2 or 3 of the news channels broke down that if you want to talk about a DEI pick, somebody picked who was not qualified. The first one may have been Reagan, Hollywood movie star from California. He might have been the first one, but they said if he wasn't the first one, that Donald Trump was, because Donald Trump did not even know what NATO was. He actually said that a couple of weeks ago. When I first got here, I didn't know what NATO was. How do you fucking not know what NATO is when you're running for president? But he admitted he didn't know. And all of the generals and all the people that have worked close to him says it is amazing how little he fucking knows. He just wanted the power. He wanted to be called Mr. President. Really, she's getting cooked by both sides. No, she's not. Not at all. Not at all. She's not getting cooked at all. I totally disagree with you on that. They're trying, and they call her dumb as a rock. Well, guess who's not going to debate her? The habitual rapist, Donald Trump, because the habitual rapist and sexual assaulter does not want any part of the prosecutor. She will eat him fucking alive. I promise you that. And he knows that. Now he claims he wants it to go to Fox News. Well, I bet he does. I'm sure he wants Sean Hannity to be the narrator and make it a 3 or 4 on 1. And I don't even know that would help him, because she is light years smarter than him. And whether you like what she did as a prosecutor, she did her job. Did she lock up too many black people for drug and marijuana and shit? Probably so. But that's what they hired her to do, was to lock up what they deemed as criminals. And no, the left ain't going after too hard. I haven't seen a whole lot of that. You're welcome to send them to me if you like. But getting cooked? No. That party is off and running right now. And they called her dumb as a rock. I would run with that. You're calling me dumb as a rock? The guy that doesn't know what NATO is? The first ever DEI, DIE, whatever the fuck they call it, ABCDEFG hire? That was him. The first ever truly unqualified person to run for president that didn't know jack shit and was not qualified to have the job and still is not. And a horrible person on top of it. A man who brags about sexually assaulting women, then sexually assaults women, then gets convicted of sexually assaulting women, and then chooses a vice president that doesn't think women should have any rights. And if they get raped, well, there's consequences with rape. He wants you to have the baby anyway, regardless, whether daddy got you, your uncle got you, the neighbor got you, a foreigner from out of town got you. He doesn't want any restrictions out of town. The pervert across the street got you. Now you should have the baby. The baby's got rights. Well, as someone pointed out the other day, when they held them over I'm not sure what T-Maker's talking about now. I'm not sure what the Fight Forest files are. Is she perfect? No, none of them fucking are. None of the Republicans, God knows, are not perfect. None of the Democrats are perfect. And no, she's not either. But compared to the alternative, do I want a habitual liar, an habitual sexual assaulter, an habitual rapist? 26 women don't accuse you of rape without there being a serious motherfucking problem. I thought we were going to talk more about Pete Rose tonight, but we can do that. I can't believe he handpicked someone who called him America's. Well, he did. He did. And they're trying to compare that to what Kamala said about Joe Biden. Well, Joe Biden did some shit in his 50 years in politics, which is way too long to be involved in politics. We have to put term limits on. I think we have to put term limits on because at least per office. And here's my thoughts. And we're going to go a little bit. I'm going to see if anyone donated to keep us longer, because I don't think they did. So this is on me. I kind of owe y'all a little bit of time in some ways anyway. Nope, not a one. Not one donation. All right. You know what? Fuck it. We'll pick it up on Tuesday, because we are now way over. We're 35 minutes. And we'll pick it up on Tuesday, because I didn't come here for $5. So if none of y'all want to help these people, fuck it. I'll go away too. I will see you all Tuesday night. Maybe we'll have some better people come watch us on Tuesday. Until Tuesday night at 9:05 p.m., I am the Star Maker for Bob Hazelwood, for the ailing Mr. Coltrane. I did say.